I've been hearing a lot about the Double Masters 2022 blunder. Just over the past week, I haven't directly addressed it until now, because I wanted to kind of join it into this overall discussion about anti-consumer behavior. It is a pretty big problem. It's not Wizards of the Coast directly scamming people, but it's what they're doing with their packaging that has enabled other people to scam you. After watching a few videos from other YouTubers, there's a big difference between the packaging from the Double Masters 2022 single booster pack and the collector boosters box, which comes with 4 of them. That's the main difference here. You have the same sized box, just about. It's slightly different in the shape, but it has the same artwork, it has the same logos on the front, with minor differences that point out that you get 15 cards in one of them, while the other box says boosters. I know some people are gonna say watching this that if it's the consumer being ignorant, then they deserve to get burned. But to me, that is not a good excuse. I really don't care if some people don't look at the fine print, because it shouldn't be fine print at all. It should be clearly labeled, this one comes with 4, this one comes with 1. Each pack contains 15 cards, and that's not even including the insane price point here, which does factor into why they decided to package the single booster pack the way they did, just so in retail stores like Walmart, they're not getting easily mixed up with other single boosters that are maybe $4 or $5, because we're talking about, in many places, you're spending $70 or $80 US to get one of these. So can you imagine some kid giving this to their parent, and meanwhile they're checking out all their groceries, and it turns out your kid thought they were getting maybe a $4 or $5 booster pack. Turns out it's basically more expensive than your average brand new video game, which is anti-consumer on the part of Wizards of the Coast. I can understand this is a sought-after product that a lot of collectors are into, but to have it at this ridiculous premium when just 5 or 6 years ago you had these master sets including like 24 booster packs at the price of $200 to $300, you're telling me that for around that same price point you're only getting 4 this time, and you're having a difficulty in creating different products to the point where it's confusing people, people are getting scammed? It goes to show that they don't care. They really do not care. It's a massive middle finger to the consumer. And they've been really dropping the ball when it comes to products like these. They've got the secret layers sets, they've got, even going back to iconic masters, wanting to squeeze the most money out of you for the fewest products possible. We can sell these at Walmart, which is going to hurt the LGS. And then that turned into, hey, pay me $80 for 15 cards. So yeah, I would say you have a right to be annoyed. You would have a right to despise Wizards of the Coast for what they've done. With all the saturation for all these types of products, and the tons of corporate crossovers, it's become an amorphous game that's lost its own identity. It used to be the game that I would go and play in my free time. Now Magic is just the game you play when you're really bored. This ties into what I also want to talk about, because while so many other people, like every other content creator for Magic the Gathering, they've been discussing this blunder with the Double Masters 2022 packaging. What I think I'm still one of the only people to discuss is the issue with TCGplayer.com. I'm here to tell you that as bad as the Double Masters 2022 issue is, this one is worse. Because at least with that product, you have fewer people who are willing to spend that premium on something that they know is going to have a premium to begin with. What is going on over at TCGplayer.com is that you have large sellers. It's not a small-time operation. We're talking sellers with 50,000 plus sales, which does land you in the upper tier for sellers on the marketplace. What they're doing is taking advantage of a feature over on TCGplayer.com's cart where you can optimize the cards that you've selected. So let's say you have a deck list printed out and you've gone one by one trying to find every card, but you wanted to, at the last minute before you check out, find the lowest possible price. You could do that. What you could also do with the card optimizer is condense the total number of packages. So instead of receiving a dozen packages from a dozen different sellers, you would only receive maybe 1 to 3 packages from 1 to 3 large sellers with large inventories that are likely to meet your needs. This is my theory, and it's a theory that I think a lot of my viewers are sharing. It's that the card optimizer is being used to push insane premiums on bulk cards that people would normally use for their commander decks. So you have people who are building a commander deck for the first time, they're going down the list, and they're just trying to give this game a chance, they want to figure out what works for them, and they don't know the price of every card. So they're trusting in these large sellers on the site to give them a product that is a good value, that is going to also help them out in receiving the fewest packages possible. Another benefit of receiving fewer packages is that there's a lower chance of those packages being lost in transit. If you have a large seller, there's also a chance that they know how to package them to begin with. And if you have the TCGplayer Direct feature, sometimes it's not even them packaging and sending them to you, it's TCGplayer. So you know you're gonna get quality assurance. It's not just gonna be loose in an envelope where it's gonna be damaged. I don't want to say that it's just this one seller, but in the past week and a half, I've caught them twice doing the same exact thing. The first time it was with the card Colossal Majesty from Commander 2019. It's not an amazing card, it wouldn't be worth that much money, but it's something that you could see being included in a large deck list. Someone wanting to make their first Commander deck, for instance. The second card was Sun Titan from Commander 2015. It's another precon card, which larger sellers would have a lot of inventory when it comes to precon cards. And while Sun Titan was worth something in the past, it has pretty much become a bulk mythic that's included in most precons now. Not hard to find, but still something that someone new to the game would want to buy on TCGplayer. So when you look to optimize your cart and make it as simple for you as possible so you're not waiting on several packages, you would go for the Sun Titan from the same seller that you've bought other cards from just to minimize the number of packages. Well, guess what? They end up marking up that Sun Titan by 200 to 300, 400, 500% on cards like these just so they can pad their sales, which I think is incredibly predatory. That's why I think this is a much bigger issue that more people should care about, because yes, Wizards did something really stupid with their packaging, but you know that that product isn't going to appeal to the average person who's just starting out in Magic. New players, I just never see them go for the high dollar cards. They're always, how can I start playing this game for the lowest amount possible? They don't know about the value of smaller cards like these, so they see $4 or $5 cards that are actually $2 cards or $1 cards, and they maybe don't bat an eye. That is a much larger occurrence on a marketplace website like TCGplayer.com than the person going on eBay and getting scammed. Because there are a lot of people who want to build decks and they're going to continue building decks, and they're going to want to use this feature, which, by the way, I love the feature on TCGplayer.com. It's such a good one. It makes life easier depending on your preferences. The fact that it's being taken advantage of by large sellers who know better, who know what they're doing, and they know that it's wrong, is concerning to me. This is a theory, again, that they are taking advantage of the cart optimizer. It seems like the most likely one. Another theory is that you have sellers that are selling to themselves in order to improve the market value of the card that they want to sell in bulk. I've seen this with cards like Blind Obedience. You have a latest sale that is $999.99, which I don't even think that's going to fool the most ignorant of new players in the TCGplayer card optimizer feature. So it seems likely that it's a little bit of column A and column B, where you have sellers who are selling to themselves and you have sellers that are taking advantage of a good feature on TCGplayer. But even if all I said ended up not being true, look at these screenshots and tell me that this is acceptable. This, at the very least, is suspicious and worth investigating. You have multiple listings of varying condition, lightly played, moderately played, heavily played, all at the same premium value. For cards like Sun Titan, for cards like Colossal Majesty that aren't high dollar cards, that are just bulk that these stores are trying to get rid of. This is it. At the very least, the floor for your suspicion should be here, which is why I sent an email to TCGplayer.com, because this isn't their fault, but it is their problem, and it's something they need to address. I also want to give a shout out to MTGstocks.com, because without that website I would not have found out about this. And using their market value weekly trends, I was able to detect what people are actually spending, which means it's really suspicious when a random printing of a bulk rare starts to go up vertically. Every other version of that card is pretty much static. So I sent them this email here Friday the 12th of August. It was later in the afternoon and I haven't received anything back. I'm making this video Saturday, so it might be a weekend thing. I might have to wait a little while to hear back from them. I fully expect to hear back because, again, I don't think this is their fault, but it is their problem. And it's something that they probably have a vested interest in solving because it deals with the confidence in their website. This is the product that they offer as a marketplace. You are offering us the convenience of buying from several different sellers. Like, this is what you have over pretty much everyone else. It's the most convenient way. I've been using it for years. So I want to work with them to try to help them, and if I get a response asking me for more help, I am more than glad to. I've practically documented this just over the past couple weeks in my Market Watch series. Also made a separate follow-up video for it. If they want screenshots, I have all of the screenshots I can send to them. I know they have a lot of other interests on that website. You have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, other TCGs, but this is a pretty big one, and it should be concerning to them that you have large sellers that have built a reputation off the back of your site that are engaging in this type of behavior. Ultimately, it all adds up to just one massive anti-consumer summer of 2022. It's pretty depressing. Wizards of the Coast is disrespecting you. They think you're stupid. Larger sellers think that new people to the game are stupid, and that they deserve to be punished for not knowing the value of every single card. That's why I do the Market Watch series. That's why I care about this, because I'm getting closer to 40,000. I'm at that middle range of Magic YouTubers where I've built a reputation, but it's not a massive reputation. I have a following that cares about this game, and I think they follow me because they know that I care about the game as well. And all I can do is make more videos about this. I don't have insane connections with people. I'm not constantly in the ear of higher ups at Wizards of the Coast. So if they make a mistake like this, what am I going to do? Just pile on to something that the Professor and all these other channels have covered? No, I can't really do that better than they can. But I can talk about this with TCGplayer.com. Wizards, they're not going to listen to me about Double Masters 2022, but I think I can help TCGplayer.com improve the experience for the average consumer. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed and you enjoy my other videos, subscribe to the channel. Commander Void here. I will see you all next time.